Well, hi everybody. Finally I can get a video of the new enclosures, and I haven't picked up the camera for days because I've just been so focused on getting these enclosures finished. It was driving me insane, and having been unwell, of course, it put me behind, but finally I can sit back and enjoy them, and so can my snakes, I guess, is the main thing that I'm thinking of. Well guys, I'm going to see, well, hi first of all to you, but I'm going to see if my Lily would like to come out today. She should have well and truly have digested her meal from the other day. Of course she shed, fed, and now I kind of feel like she'd be ready to come on out and say hello. Well guys, Miss Lily Lou didn't want to come out, so, and I no doubt she'll want to come out later on tonight instead, which is generally when I'm starting to feel a little bit tired, but that's okay. She'll no doubt come out for a little while. But I've brought Myah out instead. So I've done this video with Bud, but here's a bit of an update on him as well, because he is growing. And I'm hoping it won't be too much longer. Well, where he'll be able to go to his new home with other ducks. But he's growing, and I don't know if you'll notice it so much in the other video to this video, which I'll put a bit of a clip in, or a photo side by side. So you can get an idea of just how much he is. I've cleaned it all out. There's plenty of seed there for him. I generally sort of swallowed that down, but by tomorrow that will be all gone. Cleaned up his bed, which he's already pooped in today. Of course, by tomorrow that water will be filthy as, but I'll clean it out again, which I do every day for him. But he's starting to get his feathers through, as you can sort of see, but he has a pretty peaceful little life hanging here. So yeah, I'm quite happy. It looks like he's got, it's hard to tell from the side here, but you'll see a little feather that's growing, sticking out on each side. What are you doing? Because I do talk to him, but then I talk to me snakes too. So, the enclosures, and what have I done? Well, all those flowers will come off, but I just put it on just to get an idea. But I've got the branches secure in there, as I have with Jessie's. I'll put the light on because the door is going to close in this wind. Actually, I'll stick a thing there. Hopefully that will prevent it from closing. This room is an absolute chaotic mess. My daughter actually lived in here for over a year, and it was all set up. Currently it's just become that storage room for my bits and pieces, but I'll eventually get it all cleaned up, and I can put all my tubs out here and anything to do with the snakes, and then I'll know exactly where everything is. So anyway, this is, you know, as far as I've got, really. The heat panel is in, and this is Lily's. She's going to have a hammock over on the cool side. I've got the vents in, so they're good to go. It's just making a hole for the thermostat sensor to go Myah. Go for a little explore. Of course, this enclosure, it would be way too big for her to live in, although you never know. I think she'd probably quite enjoy it. Everything's been cleaned and washed, and you know, and she's not going to be in here for very long. I'll just let her explore. But basically, that's all I've done, guys. But it's a start. So I'm going to get Miss Myah, who's probably thinking, whoa, this is great for now. And if Lily comes out a little bit later, I will maybe catch a little glimpse of her. So bye for now. So what I'm going to do is I will start with Jack's and just show you what I did, which this enclosure was Lacey's, and I thought it would be ideal for Jack to actually have for himself. So I'm going to switch this around, and we'll get through this as quickly as possible, which, as you know, is for me, but I'll do my best. This is Jack, new big enclosure, 1800 by 600 by 600, because probably way too big for Jack, but he likes it, and he's actually out exploring. He's had a full belly for a couple of days, so he's obviously decided he'll take a wander around. But Jack has his heat panel in there, which is an 80 watt, plenty enough. He's got LED lighting, which has the availability to go from white light to blue light to red light, green, yellow, pink, but I only use the blue and the white. He has his plants, his logs. Of course, you can see he's come down from his hammock, so he's up there in his hammock too, and quite likes it. He has his hides, because Jack does like to hide. Hello, bud. Here he comes to say hello. There he is. Hello, dude. So he's got plenty of availability to get up off the ground. And you've seen this enclosure before, because this was Lacey's. But yeah, I think he's going to have a drink maybe. Nope. Just dipping his head in. So now we'll go to Lily's. And I'll try not to have a glare on it, guys. So I'm going to be moving the light around a little bit to try and prevent the glare, which might be impossible. I don't know which is better, which is worse. I don't think I'm going to be able to get away with it. Spin that around completely, I think, no matter what I do. But anyway, Lily's. I'll try and get back. I'm a great photographer, or video maker, I know. My goodness, shocking I am. But anyway, that's going back as far as I can, which makes it little and you really can't see that much of it, but okay. 1200 by 1200 by 600. Plenty big enough for Lily for the rest of her life, as is Jack's. She has a hammock here over in the cool side. She also has a corner area with the hammock sitting on the top, and that's her original one, so it's got her smell and everything on it. Which I like to do is take some stuff from their old enclosure and put into their new one. Her original branch that she used to lay on and bask on, I've put in there, and she does. She comes to this area and she lays right here and basks. Yet she has that whole area. I have seen her go there, but she loves that branch. But she's pretty much taken to this shelf that I put in, and I'm glad I did actually, because she has been, and it's dark, guys, and I'm sorry, but she is in behind there, hiding. Well, not hiding, just sleeping. She has heaps of climbing space. This massive, I'm going to have to turn the light around, excuse me. There we go, that's better, even with the glare. But she has this great big branch here. I put those hoops because she actually comes down, lays across those hoops and goes down. I've put a branch running across here also, because this is where she mooches at the door to actually come out. So I didn't have one there, and I didn't have those hoops, and she was not feeling right, and I could tell she wasn't feeling right. She was coming and pulling herself right up with her head all the way up to here, and literally falling backwards, losing her balance, to let me know she wanted out. So I decided to put this branch in, which now she's got an area to hang on and mooch at the door. So yeah, spoilt she is. She also has a little table, which, you know, she used to be under that all of the time as well. So I do have a heat mat underneath the enclosure, not inside, where it is a warm spot, because it's a long way from the heat panel up here to that floor level. Of course, in summer she isn't going to need that heat mat at all, and it's getting warm enough where she probably doesn't need it now. She also has a hide over on the cool side, and she uses that table as a hide. So yeah, and her water bowl. I have LED lighting in there for her, which also goes from the white during the day to the blue at night. Plants, vines, yeah, I'm really happy with it. And so far Lily seems to be very happy with it as well. She seems comfortable, she's not stressing, neither is Jack. Jack has eaten. So yeah, I was a little concerned, of course, when you first put them in it. All they want to do is explore, and Lily pretty much did from one end to the other, but has found that little spot on that shelf and yep, likes it. Temps in there are great. Currently, you know, her warm end is 31.5, which is what she likes, and I know that this cool side isn't getting under 20. So, and of course they're not stupid, they need to warm up, they'll go and thermal regulate. I did put another hammock, corner hammock here with a shelf under it for support. If she wants to lay there, she can. So happy, I'm really happy with it. So now we will go on over to Jessie, who has exactly the same size enclosure as Lily. Of course, fitting this in was impossible, so Jessie is, I can see from my lounge room, which is right there, and he is right here. Of course I can't see this bit, but most of the time Jessie's up here anyway. But Jessie has his two hides. He also has a heat mat, which will need to be on over the winter. Heaps of branches for him to climb, which he has. He also has a little corner hammock here. He also has his corner hammock up here for when he needs to warm up, and of course he's digesting at the moment, so he's over on the warm side. Him and Lily both have 80-watt heat panels in their enclosures. Jessie has a fluorescent light over this side, and he got one of the night blue lights from out of Lily's other enclosure. So I've just given him heaps of climbing area, heaps of areas to rest on over the warm, the cool side, and yeah, he seems to be a happy boy. He ate yesterday, so obviously no stress, and I wouldn't expect that from my snakes who know this place and know me and know I would never do anything to stress them, and they can stress when you put them into a new enclosure, but they're doing really well. Of course, in rearranging my room, I couldn't fit everybody where they were. Originally where Lily was, Tessa, actually Jessie and Myah were, well, Tessa now has Jessie's old enclosure, so she's got so much more space. I've done it a little bit differently, well, similar, you know, the corner hammock. She's got a hide which she's currently in at the moment. She's got so much more climbing area, more sticks in there and branches and plants, and yeah, but she ate, so she's down in here hiding and digesting at the moment, but yep, I think she'll be perfectly fine in there. Of course, Miss Myah is over here, which this is my dining area, but you know, I come and look at them and check them out, and they'll be out with me anyway, so they're not in the room there. But you know, Tessa's always been over this way, so it's, you know, not too bad, but I wish they could all be where I could see them and they could visually see me, but I couldn't fit them in, guys. Of course, Miss Apani is over in her same little spot. Sorry, she will eventually be going into Myah's enclosure, and Myah will step up to the one that Tessa was in, but for now Apani is doing quite fine in that little tub. Won't be long though, guys. And Myah, of course, is in her original, but she's actually here on top of Lily's, and she's getting heat here from that heat panel, and plus she has a basking, has a basking. Currently she's hiding in her hide, so I can't show her, but guys, that's my enclosures, and I will show you more, and I sort of hope that you've got an idea of what I've got in there. An 80-watt heat panel. There is a heat mat on the ground level because it's a long way for the heat to get down to the floor, and not that I believe Jessie or Lily would spend any time on that floor now. As I said, Lily's found that shelf and loves it. Jack, I think plenty of room to grow into Lacey's enclosure, but it's now Jack's, and I hope he enjoys it as much as Lacey did. He's eaten and doing really well, exploring. He's been out, been all up here because this area has changed for him as well. Lily was a little confused yesterday out. This is different, and you know, she didn't go up here. Jack hasn't been across this enclosure because it's different, but if you remember, he would climb over Jessie's and over Myah's and down onto the floor. But I'm sure he will figure it out, guys, eventually. I don't want him to, but we'll see how it goes. So if there's anything that you want to know, anything I've particularly used, a lot of it, guys, I already had. Sure, those big branches that I've put on to the back of their enclosure are new, and some of the plants, I bought some more hammocks. I already had the heat mats, the thermostats. all of that I already had. The plants, some new plants, but a lot of them I already had. I took kind of from that area, but you know, the guys still go up there, they're fine. So if there's anything that you would like to know, please ask away. I think you sort of get a pretty good idea of what I've got. If you want to know sizing or anything like that, what I recommend in terms of heating, because really I can give you the answer. I think heat panels are the way to go now for heating your snakes' enclosures if you can do it. You can do it with a screen top as well. There are ways of putting a heat panel in. So guys, I'm going to leave it there. So this isn't a massively long video at all. And I'll just finish it off by going over to Jessie's so you can see a little bit more of his. So guys, as always, take care of yourself, your family, take care of your snakes. So I'm going to say ciao.